Hi guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be taking a closer look at the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This is the Ultimate Collection Volume 8 and it contains Bebop and Rocksteady Destroy Everything, the miniseries, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Universe issues 1 through 8 and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles issues 65 and 66. There's actually a little bit more in here, but I'll explain that when we have a closer look at the book itself. This was a bit of a weird one for me, because coming off the last volume, which was entirely the main series, I didn't really know what I was letting myself in for, with basically only one or two main issues of the series in this. So let's take a closer look at the book itself first, and then we'll come back and we can go into a little bit more detail and just kind of discuss my thoughts on this one. On the front of this one, we have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the IDW Collection, Volume 8. We've got Bebop and Rocksteady, and the theme is the Bebop kind of purple on the side here, which is really cool. I really like that. And then we've got them on the back again, with our kind of synopsis and stuff. There is no ribbon on my Volume 8, just wanted to kind of note that. I've been enjoying the ribbons so far, but I think if you get a second print, or some of these later volumes coming up just won't have ribbons, which is a little bit disappointing, considering you still get really nice library editions from Dark Horse. I don't know why IDW are kind of cheaping out a little bit. I've also heard, though, that the price is going up, so maybe it's just becoming more expensive for them to print these volumes in as nice a quality as they have. And they do get a lot of these damaged through the likes of Amazon and things, so maybe there's just a lot of loss on their kind of end as well. Going inside, we've got the similar kind of grey theme that we have in the start of all these kind of Turtles books, and we get the breakdown of how everything kind of sits. So, for instance, here we've got Universe 5, Urban Legends, but then we also have Universe Parts 1 through 5, and those are not specifically listed on the back of the book. So there's a couple of times through there where there's 1 through 5, 6 through 9, I don't know if there's any other ones in there, but it's kind of like little separate things, and I think those are like those just other little side stories or throw-in stories, but it's not noted separately. They're both considered the universe ones, if that makes sense. So it's just extra content that isn't noted on the back, basically. So we jump right into the Bebop and Rocksteady arc, and the art changes, quite continually through this. So it's quite drastic kind of changes throughout, but it looks quite fun. And then we go more into the Turtles kind of stories, where it's slightly more kind of consistent art style, and then we do have these kind of dream sequences that are a lot kind of darker. If we skip to the back, I don't think there's any extras in these books normally, but let's just double check again. So there's one cover, and then that's literally at the back of the book. So yeah, no extras in these. The first sort of maybe third to half of the book is the Bebop and Rocksteady sort of in time story. So it's kind of weird because the way they write this is very similar to the Turtles in Time kind of couple of issues that we've had so far, kind of spread throughout the books. But in this particular instance, we don't have the Eastman art. We actually have different artists almost every few pages because they're constantly jumping through various timelines. Essentially, they manage to get their hands on one of the time wands from the Turtles in Time girl, I forget what her name is, and they go whirtling through time and just start meeting more and more versions of themselves and screwing with history more and more and more. It's this whole time story. So it's quite good fun, but at the same time it's quite frustrating to read some of it when I kind of wanted to read more of what was going on with the main story, and knowing that this wouldn't really have any huge impact on that. We got a few different kind of arcs of the Turtles as a team. So coming out the back of the previous book where the Turtles have kind of split off from Splinter and they're kind of back in the sort of underground sewers and stuff themselves, we had some sort of team missions of them and kind of just various things. There's also I want to say like more of an anniversary feeling type issue, which is like a Christmas party or something like that. Later on in the book, there's a lot of like singular issues almost that are like magical kind of journeys or of discovery or something like that, and it's, you're not really told, you'll just kind of get, say, Michelangelo and he's in like this horror situation and he's trying to figure out what's going on, and maybe like, you know, his brothers are working against him and then he has to solve the problem, and then he kind of wakes up and you notice that he's like was sitting down the whole time, and it's kind of this whole meditation kind of side of things. So there's a few different issues where it's kind of that for the different turtles. Really, really fun and really, really interesting story. Not what I expected out of this volume, and not really a direct follow of the story as such of the previous volume. This does feel more like short stories within the moment in time that the previous volume was written, but not necessarily hugely progressing things kind of forward. And then there's a little bit of like other just weird stories in there. There's a bit at the back where it's like, what is a ninja? And it's like 3 really short issues with almost like 3 stories going on at the same kind of time, and that was a little bit weird and jarring to read, and I didn't really get it. But it's been an interesting, as I say, volume overall, and I'm going to probably reread back through some of this to kind of try and understand what it was they were trying to say, and you know, just enjoy it for a second time. I am rapidly catching up with where the current volumes are as well, so there is a chance that if I catch up with the current volumes that I might go back and reread through as a kind of refresher, so we'll see how that kind of goes from there. But definitely nowhere near as bad as I thought it was going to be, and that's, I guess, what I wanted to kind of get across here, and I really enjoyed reading it overall. I would say the sort of Bebop and Rocksteady in time bit is a little bit of a harder read and a little bit slower at the start, but it also is a lot more light-hearted, so if you do miss something there, don't kind of worry about it too much. Alright guys, I hope you've enjoyed this closer look at the volume 8 of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, what are they called now? The IDW collections. And as I say, if you guys are collecting this yourself, let me know below what your thoughts are so far and where you've kind of read up to. You know, as always, I love to kind of see your comments and kind of discuss things back with you guys, and, you know, just generally open up the discussion overall. And I know there are a few of you out there that are reading the Turtles, so I say interested to hear what your opinions are, either now or down the line when you catch up to this point. Alright guys, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and I'll see you next time.